Mm. Hi everyone, Sailor Moon here, and Sailor Pluto here, or Sailor Underworld here, and today I'm going to talk about, you know, we're going to talk about why we never got in a bind with DOUBLERIGHT here on YouTube or Euro with Toei or anyone else. The smoothest answer that I can give is that we don't we don't have anything in our films that they own or have double right over. Yeah, we don't got no songs, we don't got no likenesses, nothing from the films or the shows or the plays or anything that they have ownership and double right over. Because in Dawnland, double right not a thing. There is no double right law. There isn't. And what I mean to say is my mistake. In Dawnland, there is no fair work. There's only ownership and double right. There is no middle ground. So that's why so many folks out there don't understand. They believe that every land has a fair work, slight to their ownership and double right law. Well, Dawnland does not. So that's why so many folks get in a bind with Toei, since Toei is a Dawnlandish business, and since Dawnland does not have a fair work law, that's a slight of their double right ownership law. That's why they do not have the same standard for fair work, because there is no fair work. So yeah, that's why we never got in a bind with them over nothing, because we don't put anything in our films that they got ownership and double right over. But that's hard for so many folks, not to do. You might think, that we do Sailor Moon here, and you might think that in 10 years we would have gotten in a lawful bind with them over ownership and double right with the Toei business or any other, but that's not, no, because we never put anything in our films that was owned by them. No songs, nothing from the shows, film, or plays, and nothing that they have ownership and double right over. So that's how we have never gotten a bind with Toei business over nothing, because we don't have anything in our films that's owned and double righted by them, so we don't have to worry about someone from Toei coming, either one of the owners or the lawyer, whatever. You don't have to worry about that. And since we said Dawnland doesn't have fair work, they don't have a fair work slight of their ownership and double right laws. That's why a lot of folks get in a bind with them. So yeah, that's why we never got in a bind with Toei or Toei business or over double right. So that's how we keep in good standing with ownership and double right, because we don't put anything in our films that they have ownership and double right over. Want to go on? Yeah, you're right, Sailor Moon. At the end of the day, we don't get in a bind with Toei over ownership or double right, because we don't work with any of their things. You're not going to hear any songs from any of the 4 or 5 followings of Sailor Moon. You're not going to hear any songs from the free films or the song plays, or nothing that or any likenesses or things from their films or shows or plays that they own or have double right over as far as Sailor Moon goes. And a lot of folks out there, think that every land has a fair work law. Some do, some don't. Dawnland does not have one. They have an ownership and double right law, and that is it. In their eyes, if you are fair working their work, then you are stealing their work in their eyes, because there is no fair work slight of their ownership and double right laws. So, yeah, that's how we never got in a bind with NAOKO, TAKEUCHI, or the Toei business over nothing, because we don't have anything in their films that they own and have ownership and double right over. And I know someone out there is going to probably raise their hand like they're at Learn or something and say, oh, well, you got dolls. Yeah, well, dolls are owned by whoever buys them. You know, dolls are made for trade work, you know, for folks to play with or to gather or to show off or whatever. And it would be hard to get ownership and double right over every single Irwin and Bandai doll made by Sailor Moon starting as back as between 92 YL. And so at the end of the day, no, we don't have to worry about getting in a bind with Toei over ownership and double right over any of their works, because nothing that they own is in this film. So that's how we've been in good standing with double right for about 10 years, because we never put anything in our films that Toei has ownership or double right over. Back to you now. Oh yeah, you're right, Sailor Pluto. At the end of the day, we don't do anything in our films. We don't work with nothing that Toei has ownership and double right over. And since there is no fair work law and Dawnland's ownership and double right law, we don't have to worry about that because we don't put nothing in it. Go back to all of our films, uploads and lives that we have done for about 10 years, and you're not going to see anything that's owned by Toei or anything that they have double right over. You know? And I know that some folks out there, if they can't show things from shows, films, and plays, and songs, and film games, and whatever, they think the film is boring. Because in their mind, they think that they should have the right to work with things. Now, other lands might have a double right, have an ownership law, which is a slight of their ownership and double right law. But in Dawnland, there is no fair work. To them, it does not be. So that's why we never had to worry about, never had to worry about Toei business or, Elderling, Nio, Golings. Because we don't have nothing in our films that any of them have ownership or double right over. And that's how we always kept in good standing with ownership and double right, because we don't put anything in our films that Toei business or Elderling Nio Plannings has ownership and double right over. So at the end of the day, that's how we keep in good standing. Yeah, you're right, Sailor Moon. So let me bring this film to an end. If you like this film, then follow us over here at Sailor Moon for Life. Watch the other film we made yesterday over here with Sailor Moon and Sailor Earth. I, Sailor Pluto, I, Sailor Moon, and we'll see you later. Always have to have me in my films.